welcome to A Foreigner in the Philippines. Well, we've had a day of, well, today a truck breakdown day. We seem to go through it with the trucks, don't we? So yesterday we took our guests down to Taffy, down to the port, and we saw those off. Never very good at long goodbyes. We left them in the waiting room, and we scooted off with, as Beth would say, teary-eyed. Nanai and Lena came with me to give them a send-off because Beth had to stay behind because we had a visitor coming, which was important and had to be met. So she had to stay here and cover the base. So what happened? Well, on the way back, the blue, I think it blew a head gasket when I suddenly noticed that it was overheating, hotter than usual. It doesn't usually go up to half, and it was just on quarter normally, and then I looked down, there it is on half. Well, when I stopped, I could hear that it was boiling over. So I opened, and after a comfortable time, I pulled off the cap to the expansion tank, and out comes oil. I felt like the Beverly Hillbillies. Out comes a bubbling crude, only it wasn't crude. It was pretty black nasty stuff, and it was in the cooling system. So evidently it seemed to me to be pointing in my non-mechanic view that it was probably the head gasket. So Nanai and Nina and Lena took a passing tricycle, and they went home, so they were handled. I decided that I would have to go to town, so I got a tricycle myself. They seemed to be so plentiful, so convenient. I left the truck there, and I went up, and I picked up the red, which has also been having a lot of engine work done on it, new rings and new head gasket. It seems to be a plague for us. Anyway, that didn't turn out to be such a great job either, because that was on half even before, so I took it back. And we struggled through that. Eventually, today when I went up there, I decided I'd just go and have the radiator reconditioned, which has helped. Whether it's the end of the overheating problem with that truck, I'll never know. It seems like it's got an overheating devil in there somewhere. So that was the red. At least it's going. But I think that the motor that was taken out of there, my next plan on that will be to assemble the bits, put them in a cardboard box, take them up with us when we do a trip to Tagbilaran, find a good machine shop where they will do a professional job of rebuilding it, boring it out, new sleeves, probably maybe even new pistons, I don't know. But we'll get the thing done right, and then bring it back and have it dropped into the red, which needs a lot of work doing to it because it's been punished. Now back to the blue. I decided that I had to find someone else to do the repair. So I remembered a couple of recommendations of this man who has a shop around the back of the road by the police station in Talabon. So I went there yesterday and told him my troubles, and when I stopped crying on his shoulder, he promised that he would go early this morning and pick up the blue, which apparently he did. I went there today, and they're going to look at it and well, they'll look at it, report on it, probably by Monday, as it's already Saturday. I'll go in and talk to them on Monday and see what the prognosis is, and if it's a head gasket, it might be another trip to Tagbilaran for me to get the part, because it seems that they're difficult to get hold of. So we'll see what happens on that, which brings us back to the possibility of a new truck. Well, much as I would love to have I'd love to make a totally impractical decision and have the Raptor, it won't happen. I would love the second decision, impractical, coming down in price, but up in probably in reliability, is the Toyota Hilux. That would have been the vehicle of my choice if I were free to do that. But even that is 1.8 or 1.9 million. So that's out. Much as a few people have misquoted me as saying that we were going to get a Raptor. We never said that. We were talking about Wishland, okay? We never intended to get one. We just did what a lot of people do. We went and kicked some tires and oohed and ahed over the beautiful trucks, and then we came home and we got the blue repaired. So I've been talking to other people, mainly to Steve and Marjorie, who in their neck of the woods, which is certainly not Bohol, but they live in another area, Iloilo, and they've been telling me that there's a truck there called the Photon, and the Photon is around 1 million pesos. It's still an enormous amount of money, but I have to admit that I am weary of doing these, spending almost entire weeks trying to get these trucks repaired. We are in hope that this new mechanic will be better at doing the repairs than the other that we've been using, much as we love and respect Nestor, because he is extremely hampered by his disability, but still does an incredible job. But it hasn't been working for us, so we've found somebody else, and we'll let you know how that goes. And probably do a video on it. Okay, I was so tired of reporting on videos about how trucks have broken down on us and let us down, that I tended to back off that. But as Beth has pointed out, it is what's happening, and much as we don't want to be telling this story, it's our life, and we are being pushed closer and closer to making the sacrifice of buying a new truck. Now, I've said in the past that when we got to 250,000 subs, we would get a new truck, but I'm bringing it down probably now to 200,000, and we are right at this moment, we are at 157, all but maybe 40 or 50 subs needed to make 157. So we've suddenly seen a spike in the way, in the speed that we're adding subscribers. So we're taking that spike as being an optimistic view of what's going to be happening in the immediate future, and we're hoping that we will make our 200,000 in, well, maybe in the next 6 weeks to 2 months, being very optimistic. As you know, I'm a terminal optimist, so we'll hope that that's going to happen. with your help. Perhaps you can share on our videos, and that all helps to bring in new people. We hope you will support us on that. Thank you for being with us. Bye for now.